I want your take on immigration. What do you feel about illegal immigration? Border hopping, border patrol. What do you take on that? Do you believe? I mean, obviously, I know like somewhat what
it shouldn't be a mystery, my beliefs,
obviously.
but yeah.
But I want to like hear it from you first.
Yeah, I mean, if you're in this country illegally, you should be deported.
Okay.
And we should also restrict the amount of legal immigrants coming into this country as well.
Okay.
But the illegal problem is a much bigger problem right now. It's a full-out invasion. We have 15,000 people a day marching into our country. We don't know who they are. Terrorist watch lists. They're killing people every day. Lake and Riley, another 16-year-old in Texas was just murdered over the weekend by an illegal.
So you believe that everyone, no matter what you've done, deserves to get deported even if they're illegal? What if they just do nothing and contribute to society?
Well,
you can contribute to society.
Well, they didn't do. Hold on. They didn't do nothing. They broke into our home.
Okay. But like,
so if you break into somebody's home, you should be able to get kicked out of the home. So they know what they did. They trespassed. They domiciled themselves illegally. If that continues, go back to your country of origin and go be a dreamer in Nicaragua.
But a lot of times it's because of U.S.'s imperialistic past is what caused many of these nations to... Oh, can you hear me?
U.S. imperialism in the past?
Yeah, a lot of these countries have been devastated by...
Okay, so there's over 120 different countries that are coming across the border. Uzbekistan... You know, over 155,000 people from China have come across the border this year?
Okay.
From China.
Okay.
That's not like U.S. imperialism in Honduras. So they should be kicked out and deported. And it doesn't matter, U.S. imperial, I'm gonna roll my eyes at the whole thing. You still broke the law. You came into our country illegally. We have laws and customs. You came here, you knew you were breaking the law, and you should be sent back to your country of origin. Any decent country would do that.
So you're taking a subset of Chinese citizens or Chinese people from China and saying, grouping them with everyone else, and because
I think Hondurans, Mexicans, Nicaraguans, El Salvadorians, Panamanians, Venezuelans, Chileans, they should all go home.
Oh, really?
If they're here illegally, yes.
But like I said before,
Oh, really?
these people have been devastated by, in the past, these countries are poor.
I don't care. Like, go fix your own country. How do we screw up El Salvador? No, tell me, how did we screw up El Salvador? Can anyone tell me? Or is that just a talking point?
What about for the kids?
Go back to your country of origin.
So you would tell me to go back to my country right now?
Well, are you born here or not?
I'm born here.
Well, I think we should get rid of birthright
illegal.
citizenship, but technically we have it, so you should stay. But yes.
But I'm contributing to society. I'm working.
Okay, good for you. I mean,
So
again,
then I should just leave?
I think we should get rid of birthright citizenship.
Oh,
but,
so I'm done.
But
I'm done
again, I'm not like king, so we don't get rid. But birthright citizenship is a misreading of the birthright clause in the U.S. Constitution. But we have it, so you're going to stay. Don't worry. Okay.
But you want me gone.
But
do you want me gone?
Well, no, I don't want you. I want the law to be enforced.
Ago.
Again, I think you're a nice person, but I don't allow my feelings to all of a sudden come in to the administration of justice. I'm sorry, what?
You were literally talking about how, oh, we didn't do anything. Get out of here. It's literally what you just said. I'm dumbing it down, obviously.
Well, okay, but did your parents come here illegally?
Yeah.
Okay, they're criminals, and they should go back to the country of origin.
But they contribute to society.
I don't.
They pick up.
I'm sure a lot of criminals. Okay, they might rob a store and pay their taxes.
They get your food.
Okay, but
fast food.
Let me ask you a question.
They drive your kids to school.
When they came,
is that not contributing?
What's their country of origin?
My mom's from Mexico. My dad's from Syria.
From Syria.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh,
got it.
Don't talk about that.
Did he come here illegally too?
Not him. Just my mom.
Okay,
I only live with my mom. So
that's fair. So when she came here, did she know she was breaking the law?
She was like, I think, 17. So yeah.
Did she know?
She probably know.
Okay. Therefore, you should go back to your country of origin. If you knew that you were invading somebody's home, I don't have sympathy for you. You're an invader. You broke into our country.
But
I don't care if you're contributing. I don't care if you're this wonderful dreamer in this great story. Either you have the law or you don't. And if your position is to repeal that law, then make that case. If you think it should be illegal to be able to waltz into somebody's country, then fine. There should be no exceptions to the administration of border law. You know who agrees? Mexico. If I go into Mexico without papers, they'll deport me back to America. Try to land in Cabo without your passport.
They'll let you in. I've been
no, they won't. No, they won't.
Really? I just walked through.
No, I landed in Cabo 6 months ago with somebody without a passport. They didn't let him into the country. There are stricter borders to go into Mexico.
That is a lie. I don't know what border you've been through, but to go into Mexico is literally you just walk in. You drive in.
You drive to Cabo.
It's really fast. You know
where Cabo is? On the southern tip of the Yucatan Peninsula. How do you drive?
You're talking about all of Mexico. You can't make the argument and talk about the southern border when you're talking about a part of Mexico. If you say that argument,
if I illegally domiciled myself in Mexico City and I announced I was illegal, what would the Mexican government do?
Who's announcing they're illegal?
You just announced your mom is here illegally.
Yeah, because you asked.
No, you declared yourself. I'm a dreamer. I was born here. So I implied your mom was here illegally, right? And you might not like to hear it, but your mom's a criminal. And every day she stayed here is no different than squatting. You're squatting in America. You don't get squatters' rights in this country. Just because you have a nice story and we feel sorry for you. Again, your mom contributes a lot, right? Then she can contribute back in Mexico. She can go build a beautiful business and get a job, or
Why
go
can't
to.
she do that here?
She already is, but the point is that she wasn't welcome here. She wasn't invited. She cut in line. She took the place of other legal immigrants from across the world that have to wait decades to come into here. She wanted it more, so she cut in line under this mass sympathy campaign, and we're supposed to feel sorry for her? Go back to Monterey.
Okay.
So, do you think we should get rid of the law that says you can't come into a country illegally? Should we just get rid of that law?
My honest opinion?
Yeah.
I would say no.
No, we shouldn't get rid of it.
No.
Okay, I agree. So then when should we enforce it?
What?
When should we enforce it?
I don't know.
Okay, and the reason, and I respect the intellectual honesty, because if you said we should enforce it all the time, then it would apply to your mom. But look, you're a winner of all this. You get to be in the greatest country in the history of the world, right?
I respect it. I love being American.
Yes, and so, great, okay? And we have birthright citizenship. You have a U.S. passport, I assume, right? You cannot have a sustainable country if you do not have control of who comes into your country with no sort of standards, no sort of process. It's a big mystery. Secondly, on top of that, we have it on the books. You shall not trespass across the U.S. southern border. It is literally a felony. They want to make it a misdemeanor. So if we repeal that law, that's a position of some people. No border policy whatsoever.
Okay. No, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
For your time.
God bless. Next question. Thank you.
So I just had a question, because you talk a lot about protecting and securing our southern borders. But as the granddaughter of immigrants, I think that we get into a lot of complicated disputes with the idea that immigrants are criminals or drug dealers and things like that. So I just want to hear what your opinion is on those expectations or those, those stereotypes that are put on Hispanic communities, Latino communities, and how they change the way people perceive immigration.
Sure. So, thank you for the question. So you said you're the first generation student or first generation American?
I'm a first generation student.
Cool, great. Second generation American? Did I hear that right?
Third generation American on my mom's side.
Great.
Second on my dad's.
When your grandparents, then, is that right, came to this country, did they do so through the legal process that was in front of them?
So my father got married to my mother, so he's a legal resident of the United States. She's been here her entire life.
But did she enter legally?
She did. She's born here, yeah.
Got it.
My grandpa on my dad's side entered in illegally.
Okay. So I'm not here to insult your grandpa, right? But but we must be very clear that the type of immigration that we support is when you follow our rules and you come on our terms, and that you do not break into a country uninvited and you try to cut in.
Can I add something to that? The reason why he left, and a lot of people in Mexico do, is because of the political state, especially in the 70s and 80s, when they decided to move. They have a government that isn't supportive of their constituents, and because of drug problems, their only choice was to move.
Yeah, I totally sympathize. That's not true. It's never the only choice to commit a crime, and we should not put up with it. And so it is an insult to other immigrants from Vietnam and Laos and Pakistan that have to wait decades in line to morally equivalate people that come in and just break in. Oh, I have an unstable country. Like half of the world's countries are unstable. So look, we just have to be very clear with this, is that if you come into the country uninvited, you have committed a crime and you are a criminal. And we could decide that we're not going to enforce our laws, or we can say that when you are a criminal, you should then be punished for that crime, aka sent back to your country of origin, because you were not invited. And it is an insult, again, to the Poles and to the Czechoslovakians and from the Senegalese and people all across the world that don't have the proximity or the luxury just to waltz into America.
You call it a luxury to leave a country that has political tyranny and come into a country with opportunity?
Yes, to live in Mexico, to be able to go 100 miles north and break into America, Do you know how many people in Pakistan would kill to be on that border?
That's why we bring them in.
Well, we shouldn't, right? That's the point. And secondly, do you think that you have a right to immigrate to America?
I think that I didn't have a choice. My grandparents made that decision for me.
And I'm not trying to attack your grandparents, but no one has a right to go to anybody else's country. You are invited. It is a privilege, not a right, to come into America.
So it's a privilege to live a life that requires you to have clean water, clean food, clean air.
Yes, of course it is.
And you have to fight for that?
Yes, it is not.
But we didn't?
Hold on a sec. Well,
born here, we didn't fight for that?
Well, my ancestors did fight for that, actually, and I'm a very thankful recipient of many generations of Americans that fought for the greatest nation ever to exist.
By doing what? Coming here?
Well,
illegally?
Wait, what did my ancestors do?
They came here illegally.
They came over here in 1620, fought in the Revolutionary War, fought in the Civil War, fought in World War I.
So because my grandpa didn't come here in
II.
1620, it gives him no right to have a good life?
No, he can fill out paperwork and wait in line, like the rest of the world. And then we can see whether or not it's in our best interest to allow him to come in. And so we have to weigh costs and benefits. Do you think that the American government should first have an obligation to citizens before foreigners?
Yeah.
Okay, I think we have an
answer
obligation.
the question.
Here's the thing. Yeah, we're obligated because we're citizens to have the rights that we have, but that doesn't mean we can't open up our borders
that's not
when
the
we
question.
have the
Hold on a
process to
second.
do so.
You, being a younger American, and everyone in the audience, is the first generation in American history to have it be worse off than your parents. So the social, and you agree with that, social contract, poorer, more expensive. Yeah. So wouldn't it be rational for the American government to say, we're going to prioritize younger generation Americans that are American passport holders and citizens before those in another nation?
I don't want to say anything that offends people. But
go ahead.
I've already said it, right? I've already said it. Whatever. I think that the way we're going about it is wrong. And that if we don't have a clear path to citizenship, we won't open up those opportunities for people to come and seek a good life. But I also think we are required to have those rights ourselves.
Seeking
as
a good
American
life
citizens.
is fine. It's a nice added benefit. Our government does not exist to improve the life of foreign citizens.
But we should be open to the idea of accepting that.
Of course we are, if we have our own house in order. We are in chaos right now. We have the most depressed, suicidal, anxious generation in history. Our birth rate is collapsing. Kids can't afford homes. Yeah. You guys are drowning in debt. You have to compete for jobs against foreigners. Our country is a mess right now. And so when your country's a mess and your home is in disarray and bedlam, your own government should say, time out. I have a heart for the people of Haiti. I have a heart for the people of every country. But you're not coming here until this generation at least has it as good as their parents. And that is a very simple moral statement. If when you bring people in, they make the life worse for the people that were already here, should we stop letting those people in?
Do they, though?
Yes, they do. Illegals every day are doing DUIs, and kids are dying across the country.
But if Americans are doing this, it's fine?
Well, it's not fine. They should go to jail. But this is the red herring, is that Americans are invited guests. Foreigners are people that broke into the country that shouldn't be here, and none of those crimes should be happening at all. One of them is a crime of choice. The other is just a crime because that's part of what happens when you have a society. So when you have Americans that are murdered by illegals, that is because we have decided and chosen we're okay with them being here, and if they kill our people, no big deal.
I'm just trying to, I know we're not going to agree on
no,
this.
It's
that's
fine.
why I came up here in the first place. I knew you
Are you okay with deporting every illegal person that's here?
No.
Why?
Because there's some people here that are not represented well by the media. There's a lot of illegal immigrants here that are working their butts off for the life that they want.
I don't care if they're working hard. But the point is, what should the punishment be for breaking into a country?
Depends on the crime you commit after you break into it.
Okay, that's it. I'm talking about just the crime is breaking in. What should the punishment be? I break into somebody's home. What should their punishment be?
Can you repeat that?
Oh, so if you behave after you get here, that's fine. So to play that out, if someone comes into your dorm room uninvited and they do the dishes and laundry, they can stay?
If I'm not going to do my own dishes, heck yeah. They're doing my dishes for me? Cool. If they don't kill me, I'm not dead. It is what it is, man.
Okay.
Well, they are killing a lot of Americans, but...
You say they. Like they are?
Yes,
like
they.
All illegal immigrants kill people? That's crazy.
Many illegals do, actually. No, but it's just interesting. The punishment for the crime of breaking into a nation should be what it is in Switzerland and Israel and Hungary, every person who breaks into a nation uninvited goes back to their country of origin, period.
So why
End
is
of
there an
story.
emphasis on the southern border?
Because most people come illegally through the southern border.
The point I'm trying to make is that we categorize all illegal immigrants under the same thing: sex traffickers,
No, I'm
drug
not.
dealers.
Am I
and
doing
by
that?
you saying all illegal immigrants
No, no,
have
no.
to be deported,
Yes.
you're implying that all of
I'm not
them
implying
are doing
anything.
these
I'm being
terrible things,
super
and not a
clear.
small percentage of them.
If you come into a country uninvited, definitionally you are a criminal.
We're just not going to agree.
It's fine. Then final question. What is a criminal?
What is a criminal?
No. What is it? Would you agree with the definition that a criminal is someone who breaks the law?
Here's where I'm thinking. Here's the thing. I know how he's going to turn it, and I don't fully agree.
It's not a matter of turning it. It's a very ABC sequence. If they're not criminals, then tell me what a criminal is. And a criminal is obviously someone who breaks the law. Someone who comes across the southern border broke federal law, therefore they are a criminal.
Oh my goodness. She's right. I mean, Charlie is not going. They were never going to agree. I knew they were never actually going to agree. And I love what he said. If someone comes to breaks into your dormitory, comes in, do your dishes, do your laundry, I go to the person say, "Oh yeah, for me, yes." I mean, yeah. So for us, I do my dishes, I do my laundry. Of course, we're going to stay. I'll even give you food to eat, girl. But that still doesn't guarantee the fact that you're breaking law. Law is law, you know. Every decent country protects its country, protects its borders. And I always say it's never selfish for a country to protect its borders, you know. I mean, immigrants actually comes to, I mean, let's say comes in, and in, let's say, the positive aspect, they bring positivity in your country because some come, they work, you know, they buy, they sell, they bring productivity to their country, you know, they work. So obviously they are bringing some sort of impact to your country, you know. So in that aspect, I'll say, you know, it's an advantage to the country they are in. But then, let me say this, it's never selfish for a country to secure their border. You know, as a decent country, you need to know who is entering your country or who is going out of your country. You know, it's rather unselfish if you just open your border wide ajar for anybody to enter. You know, if everybody enter, they are working, having all the jobs, what jobs will your citizen now do, you know? So sometimes I agree with the lady, you know, not every immigrant are murderers, sexual traffickers, or are bad, because some actually can work in their butts off to pay their debt to the country, you know. So yeah, I agree with her and I understand where she's coming from, but I also agree with Charlie, you know, as a country, as a decent country, you need to protect your country, you need to protect your citizen, you need to be selfish with your border, you need to know who is actually entering and who is going out of your country. So yeah, I think I agree with Charlie, but I also understand where the lady is coming from. As a black person, yes, I do understand, because we all try to move out of our country to other people's country. So yeah, I really understand where she is coming from. So let me know what you think about this. Do you also understand where the lady is coming from, or you totally agree with Charlie? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. And if you really enjoyed this, don't forget to give a girl a thumbs up. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to click on the subscription button for more notifications. Thanks for watching. Bye.